Difficult. Women. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're potting very early today.
It's like 5 in the morning. we've arranged ourselves to arrive at 5 in the morning.
5 in the morning.
It's not that early.
No, it's
like 11:30.
It's before noon.
It's before noon.
That's so early. Hi, I'm Marie.
Hi, I'm Katy.
And you're listening to Difficult Women Podcast.
Yes, we're difficult.
So difficult.
Do you know that we're also in a band called Reformed Whores?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Oh my God, this whole time. What did you think we were doing?
Just playing songs about dicks for fun.
Oh, it's called a band.
Oh, is that a band?
I call it a band. I guess it's not.
It's our livelihood. It's our dreams.
I tell people I'm in a band all the time, and they're like, "Oh, so like, how many people in the band?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just the two of us." And they're like, "Oh," and they're like, "I guess that's not a band."
Well, it's better than them calling. We've been introduced as like this is the comedy troupe. Reformed Whores.
The word troupe is.
I'm like, what? A troupe?
Mortifying.
Minstrels.
Yeah.
The next minstrels up are.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
No,
when we say
I
troupe.
like. We used to say musical comedy duo, which that's correct
accurate,
as well.
yes.
But I like calling ourselves a band.
Me too. It feels
badass. And we have leather jackets that say Reformed Whores on it with leather fringe. Yeah, we're in a band. And this band just played our first boat show.
We were on a boat.
Bands on a boat.
Oh,
that's our reality
is
show.
More rock and roll than a Pride boat show. We did it for Pride. It was exciting.
We did. We played on the lower level of the Lady Catherine cruise line.
Right in front of the engine.
Right. I couldn't hear much.
But it was such a fun show.
It was so awesome.
Yeah,
and it was
people could hear us even if we couldn't hear ourselves.
That's true.
So
Katy was like, there's some feedback. And then the guy was like, no, that's just the boat.
Like, yeah, that's
it's
like
the boat, the vibrations. It was like
the engine. Yeah, it's
the
like,
whole time.
Oh.
That's what that was.
Yeah. Maybe they'll put us in a different part of the boat next time.
Yeah.
Like not in the basement.
Maybe a girl can dream, right?
I know, right?
Maybe someday we'll get on that first.
Oh my gosh.
We'll play while we hit an iceberg.
We'll work our way up.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Iceberg in the Connecticut River. Well, the global warming, you never know anymore.
You never know.
There might be an iceberg.
If you'd like to book us on a boat, email us at difficultwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
Or for anything.
Or for anything, literally. We'll do anything.
Your bris, your bar mitzvah, we're there.
Yeah. I don't know why we haven't done a bachelorette party. I think that would be...
I actually don't know either. If you have a bachelorette party coming up and you want us, we're great for that.
Yeah, it's only $10,000 to book us.
Only $10,000 an hour.
An hour. No, we don't charge that much. Come on.
Yeah.
Email us.
Please. Anyway, when I was walking over here, I was just thinking about like, how has your week been and all that? And I can't think of anything that happened this week for whatever reason. But I can tell you that on my way over here, there's like a line by the library right now for, they do this thing like free Shakespeare in the park. It's like this amazing thing. They get all these like famous people to perform at the
library?
At Central Park. But the line at the library was, you can get vouchers from there. So there was,
what?
I know.
No.
So you should know that. I should have probably told you this before the podcast. But anyway, there was a line of people getting their waiting for their vouchers. And then this girl, as I'm walking by, pulls up her phone right as I'm walking by. And I can see that she's taking a picture. And I was like, oh my God, like, did she just recognize me?
Yeah.
And is she like taking a picture of me? And then I realized she was taking a selfie. And I was like,
I
was so excited for 1 second. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, so go back. You can get free vouchers to Shakespeare in the Park?
I mean, I didn't press because I was running late. But yes, that's what they told me. I was like, what is this line for? And she was like, you can get vouchers at this library.
In Bushwick?
No,
Brooklyn?
right, your library.
My library?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because, I've many times I've woken up at the Crocodon.
Right. Well, you've been going too far. I think it's a new thing.
Crocodon.
I don't think it's doing it forever.
Because you camp out in Central Park they open tickets at 1 in the afternoon.
Here they're
anyway
camping out by your library.
Wow.
At first I was hoping it was going to be like a book signing by... like
Stephen King.
Oh my
amazing.
God. I would have just been like, I'm not coming to the podcast. I'm going to wait in this line.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wow. Okay. I haven't visited my local library since my Wi-Fi went out 7 years ago, but
I thought you took a class at your library recently.
Oh, that the main Brooklyn library, the central.
You've been I haven't been
I just pop on over
in a library.
Oh my God.
Since I was like 12.
They got the best AC.
Oh yeah. And they used to have like the best internet connection, but I don't know if they do anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, libraries.
Libraries. Woo! That is not a segue into our theme today.
Not at all.
At all. But let's see how you can do it.
You know, I don't know. I have nothing. I was like, I'm going to do
Books
this.
start with a B. And so does the word bodies.
That was better than I could have done. I was trying to make more like an intellectual connection. Like, you know, you get shamed for your intelligence or lack thereof.
Oh.
You can also get shamed for the shape of the pod that you were born in.
Yeah.
And that's body shaming.
Yeah, body shaming. See, we did it.
We did it.
Books, bodies, shaming. We done.
Good enough. Yeah. And it's not even just body shaming, but like our own body image issues and things of that nature.
Right.
This is a topic that we are very, very familiar with.
Yeah. We're going to try to keep it light because
it's going to be so light.
It's so light and fun.
But now you're shaming us by saying it has to be light.
Oh, no. It can be heavy.
Yeah, okay, good. It can be light or heavy.
Tall or short.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's totally fine. I do think that we particularly, you know, in this industry, we are in this industry of show, right? The business of show.
Yes.
We have to deal with these issues a lot. I mean, I think everybody does, but we particularly have had some issues with this.
Yes. I mean, being actors, how long have you been acting?
I don't know. Since I was out of the womb.
Out of the womb. Yeah, came out tap dancing, right?
Uh-huh. My mom was like, how?
Yeah. I've been, you know, we've experienced the body shaming in this industry ever since we were little, I think.
And even aside from like other people shaming you, it's also like the pressure you put on yourself.
Well, totally. It's like I looked up to Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Like in high school. I was like, that woman has it all. She's an incredible actress. You know, she did Shakespeare in Love. I was like, that was my favorite fucking movie. And this woman is very thin.
Yes.
So I thought that's what you had to look like to be an actress.
Right.
And to be successful and to be in a movie.
Right. And it's kind of true. I mean, like there's pressure to
You got to have that jawline, right?
Right.
That the jawline gets me.
I know.
Like that's what I want to stay positive on this and like talk positively about my body.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest right now.
Okay. Through the years, you know, I gain weight and I lose weight. That it's been a constant in my life. You know, growing up, when I hit puberty, as every female and male, when you hit puberty, things start changing, right?
Right.
So in 8th grade, I thought I looked like a monster. And then when I look at pictures of myself now, I definitely I'm a bigger girl. I just grew very fast, tall and wide. My boobs were, you know, those dumplings that you're like, why didn't I get a better bra?
Well, that's
you know,
yeah, we didn't
it's
even
like
know.
what's happening.
Yeah.
But then in high school, for me, I grew into myself and I felt like I really blossomed, but I still was in my brain of thinking that I was this monster from 8th grade.
Totally.
And so when I look back at high school pictures of myself, I'm like, oh my God, I was such a little cutie.
So bodacious.
So bodacious and beautiful, but yet I did not believe that.
Isn't that sad?
It's
when
so
those
sad.
times where you're like, oh, I'm so fat. I'm so fat. I'm so fat. And then you like go back and look at pictures and you're like, I wish my body looked like that.
My God, if I had my high school body
I
right
mean,
now.
my God.
I have a pair of jeans that I wore in well, not even high school. It was my first, when I first moved to New York.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what size they are, but they don't even fit over like a knee right now.
Right.
But I keep it because it's like, oh, someday I'm going to get back
Isn't that
there.
sad?
It's
but
so
yeah,
sad.
But I do the same thing. So I'm not like judging at all. Yeah, I definitely have some clothes. I gained a bunch of weight a couple years ago that was like, I had never really experienced it like that. And that's such a weird thing. And it's weird how your brain can like flip either direction. So you can either look at yourself and think like, I look great when you don't, or you can like look at yourself when you're looking great and think like, it's not good enough.
Right.
I'm not good enough, you know?
Right.
So that's always like a sad thing.
But it is about what, like your brain, we have to get better at and train ourselves to, even if we look awful, like you look badass, bitch. Like you are amazing.
Right. I mean, and also be healthy. I mean, that's
healthy,
like that
yes.
weird balance too, where like, you know, I was thinking about this too, like body shaming is also kind of in the eye of the beholder to some degree, right? Because there's some things that are obvious. It's like, you fat fuck. It's like, well, that's not a nice thing to say to anybody, right? Like that would be shaming. But then there's times where maybe like a concerned friend says like, hey, you're looking like you've gained some weight. Like, are you okay? If that person hears that in a bad way, they're going to be like, you are shaming the size of my body.
Right.
When maybe it's coming from a place of concern or something. And I do not know what the answer to that is.
Yeah.
I think that like, I don't know. Number one, I think health comes in different shapes and sizes.
Right.
So we have to like
and bone
get
structure.
That. Absolutely. Yes. And also just like some people can be like bigger and be super athletic.
Right.
Like those shot put women.
Right.
Oh my God. Those shot put ladies are so badass.
Right.
But like they need to be, I don't know if they need to be, but I think that they tend to be bigger because they have like that force from behind the ball. They're throwing
their muscles. And,
right. And that's like awesome. So those are healthy women. And then there's like models that are like sometimes not very healthy, but they look thin. And so you think like, oh, they're working out. There's this really good quote I found when I was sort of looking up this stuff from Mindy Kaling. And she couldn't have said it better, especially within the context of like Hollywood and like, you know, the entertainment industry. She said something like, she's like, I work out, I run.
Right.
It takes a lot of work for me to look like a regular chubby woman. And I was like, oh, yes, I relate to that.
Well, I did too. I mean, I was at work the other day and this guy was telling my friend, Julia, oh, girl, you look like you work out. Like, you must really work out. And like, I was standing there so sore from working out 2 hours that morning and felt so bad that I don't look like I work out. Because I do. And
you're very strong.
I am very strong, but mentally I have to work out. I feel like that's my only time. I don't meditate. I don't sit on a pillow and do the thing. I go and I run or I go to classes and high five people. Like that's how I feel better about myself. But that comment of like, you look like you really work out. And I want to be like, oh, what about me?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so obvious that he wasn't saying that to me. So I felt really like, I felt really bad. But those are those little instances that have collected over the years that like, you know, when you do look in the mirror, it's sometimes really hard. I mean, I've definitely, you know, I've never had, I wouldn't say an eating disorder, but I've done every single diet imaginable. After college, I did Weight Watchers with my mom. I did Slim Fast in high school. I used to drink those. Those things are so terrible for you.
I mean, they're full of chemicals and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, so you
but
don't
that's what you're supposed to eat all day is
Right.
just a can of fake sugary whatever.
I used to do, I did, what is that called? Atkins for a hot second.
Right.
And
Yep. Tried Atkins.
This is like the dumbest thing ever. But when I first graduated from college, I did some summer stock up in like Pennsylvania or something.
Oh, right.
And this girl and I, who I'm still friends with, she's great. She was like, I need to diet. And I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too. Like, let's diet. And she was like, I'm doing Atkins. And I was like, okay, what do you do for, and she's like, Atkins is the best because you can go to Burger King and then you just eat the burger patties. So we would go to Burger King every night and just buy like 6 hamburgers and just eat the patties. And I was like, there's no way that this is like good for you. But I'll be damned if I didn't lose so much weight, and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh God.
Because I was like, this can't be okay.
Right.
Like even then, luckily I wasn't like, yay, look at me losing weight. I was like, I've lost a lot of weight in a very short amount of time from eating the worst kind of hamburgers
patties
you can possibly imagine. Not even like good quality beef, like out of a box, like mixed with like pig snouts, hamburger beef.
Can you eat vegetables on Atkins, or is it just
no? You're not for the first induction phase. You have to have like very little.
Those diets where it doesn't allow you to have any vegetables, it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Like the keto diet, that's a huge one now. A friend of mine has just started it, and she was saying that she can't have fruit.
I mean,
or something. There's lots of fruit that she can't have.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, but if it comes from the earth and it's raw, I feel like you can put it in your mouth.
You should eat it
as much as you want. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
I mean, unless it's
that's
like
our
a
diet.
Poisonous mushroom. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Or a poisonous
oh my God.
berry.
You know how I love mushrooms.
No, not that kind of mushroom. I mean, like the kind that like will murder you.
Oh,
it's like licking a frog. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Or do it.
I don't know. Is that a good diet? The frog licking diet?
I would totally try it.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, but I don't know.
When I moved to New York to be an actor, that's when I think I felt the most insecure about my body, because I had so many people in the industry tell me that I need to lose weight, like straight to my face.
Right.
5 in a row.
Yikes.
I remember taking this master class. It was like a solo. I met this woman in her grand apartment on Fifth Avenue, and I did a monologue for her, and I was so proud of myself. Like, I felt like I really nailed it. And she afterwards congratulated me on how good of an actor I am. And then she pulled me over to her sitting area by her grand piano and told me, "You are so talented. You're a fabulous actress. I would love to work with you, but I won't work with you until you lose 10 pounds.
That's great. Yeah.
And I was like, what? And even at that point, it's like I was maybe a size 6, I think. I definitely wasn't, as I am now. I think I'm a size 8 now. But like, I was thin. I was thin. And she's telling me I need to lose weight. And then I had another agent tell me, you either need to lose weight or gain weight. Because what you are right now, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you, like, what type you are.
They always want to type you into these things.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. I guess I'll gain weight. No, I didn't. I immediately got a trainer and I lost weight. But not in the healthy way.
No. Didn't she say something to you too? She was like, didn't she draw on your face? Like, you need to lose weight right in your face. Like,
yes.
Right here. And she's like, specific spot.
Yeah. This other agent, I did a cold reading with her, for a commercial, copy or something. And then we rewatched it together in the conference room. And on the television, she pauses my face and goes up and says, "So here on your the jawline, you need to lose weight here." Just specifically on my face. And then she said, your boobs, like, you have great breasts, but you need to invest in a better bra, a push-up bra, like get some padding in there and make sure your boobs are really up and wear low cut.
Up under your chin. That'll help your jawline because we'll push your double chin up into just get those boobs to push your double chin up. That's
But I left that meeting calling a trainer and be like, I'm going to do this. Like, I felt so like, I got this. And then I lost a ton of weight. And still didn't get the part.
Yeah. I went to one of those casting things once where it was like a group of people too, and then they're giving you notes. And I remember this one girl was really tall, and they were like, you need to be shorter. She was like,
that's not helpful.
No, it's not helpful at all. And that same casting thing, like workshop thing, the woman that was running it, like, pulled me aside also. And she was like, "You're really great. I think you're really, really awesome. I think you have so much potential for like making it in this business. And I have a suggestion. I think that'll change everything for you."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh my God, what is it?" And she was like, "A nose job. You need a nose job." And I've been, and this is like a thing too. I was about like body image stuff, but that's been a sensitive thing for me since I was little. My mom used to kind of get on my case about my nose, and she's like, "You'll be perfect. You snip this part off."
Oh my God.
So, yeah. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening, but you did that to me and it like scarred me. So I, in this meeting, I'm trying to be professional, and this woman says this thing about getting a nose job. You just need a nose job. And I just burst into tears. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to cry in front of her. I want to try to be professional." So I'm trying to like pull it together, but there's just like water pouring out of my face. And she's like, no, don't cry. Like, don't worry. Like, I have a doctor. I can make an appointment this week. We can get this done this week. And that pressure and everything, it just
this
like really,
week.
Yeah, she was like ready to like get this done. And her whole thing was like, if you get a nose job, you can maybe get cast in a soap opera. And I was like, what? I was like, what is this like business plan you have for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was the other thing is I think that like there's all these levels of issues that one can have about their looks. You know what I mean? It doesn't just have to be like the shape of your body. And I realized that I've become obsessed with celebrity plastic surgery.
Oh,
I could probably tell if you name somebody, I wouldn't be surprised if I could tell you whether they've had plastic surgery or not, because that's how I spend my time on Google is I'm like before and after plastic surgery, Blake Lively. Blake Lively's had a nose job.
She has?
Oh, and you know what it comes down to? And because I got obsessed with this, because I was like, do I need to get a nose job or not? Turns out so many people in Hollywood have had nose job specifically, but like plastic surgery, and like that fucks you up too, because then you're like, wait, maybe this woman is right that like I'll never have a career until I like shave my
nose
nose
I think
off.
about that actress from Dirty Dancing.
Totally.
And it ruined her career.
It absolutely did. So there's no winning.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you get plastic surgery?
I mean, I was thinking about that today, and I feel like I wouldn't get like lip injections or like a nose job, but I feel like I could see myself getting like a facelift eventually as I get older, potentially. I'm always hoping, like, that's one thing, like, I do, like, in my house by myself is like, I'll do like face exercises, like face yoga.
I've seen them.
To try to like,
you don't even
get
have
my,
to be.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll be on tour and all of a sudden I'll look over and Katie's doing like weird things. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like doing her face exercises.
I'm not having a seizure. I'm just doing some face exercises.
Yeah.
And
what
like,
are those?
They don't work. I mean, I've never seen any whatever. It's more like I'm becoming like a OCD thing now.
Can you walk the listeners through maybe an exercise or two?
Pull your head back and then you like kiss the sky.
Oh,
you know, but like for like 30 times or something. And you can feel it working out. I don't really know if it works. I feel like it's not doing anything for me, but it's because I have the same thing where like I have an insecurity also aside from my nose is like, I've just, my whole family has like a little double chin thing. So I also obsess over which celebrities have a little bump in their chin and which don't. Like, what's her name? Kirsten Dunst has like a little like extra
little gobble.
It's not a gobble. It's like a little extra padding on her chin. And like, definitely on Game of Thrones. What's her name? The gorgeous redhead.
Sophie Turner.
Yes, she's got like a little one too. And so I'm always like, well, she has it, so it's okay if I do. But of course, mine is like enormous, and hers is like dainty and cute. But I mean, these are the weird, crazy things one can start to obsess over. But so would I get plastic surgery? I would maybe get a facelift somewhere down the line. Would you get plastic surgery?
No, because I want to have my mother's face and I want to have my grandmother's face and I don't want to ever alter. Like, I love, I just went home to Nashville and saw my parents and I walked in the door and my mom just looked glowing and she's 72 years old and like, that is my mother's face. And like, I just pray that I look like that when I'm 72 and I don't want to alter anything.
If you don't, would you get plastic surgery to look like your mother?
Yeah. I'll be like, this is what I want to look like.
Just like her.
This is what I want to look like. No, it really. I mean,
but that's a very lovely.
But I'll tell you what my mom does do is facials. Like, there's lots of things. She doesn't spend too much money on that type of stuff. But she's got the creams. Shout out to L'Oreal Whip something. I don't know. She uses that. A lot of
I've been
peels.
moisturizing. So, I mean, my mother taught me to moisturize from like day dot. So like,
I wish my mom had taught me that earlier, especially the neck.
Yeah.
We got Sydney Washington, our friend who's a comic. She's always talking about absolutely, but she's always like, protect your neck.
Yeah.
Protect your neck. And I'm like, God damn it, I didn't protect my neck enough.
Yeah. My mom taught me that one too. And at the age of like 8, she was like, moisturize your neck. I was like, okay.
Well, also, when we go to the beach, you're like in a.
I do not go in the sun at all.
No, that's good. Yeah. I'm just fine. I'm like, just give it to me. Skin cancer. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's nice to enjoy the sun. We're all going to die soon anyway. So, you're enjoying your life better. I enjoy being under my blanket though. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Some alone
you look
time.
Happy. Yeah. Reading your book.
I love the beach.
I would not ever get Botox. I know a lot of our girlfriends have been talking about it lately.
I'm not interested in either.
I mean, in theory, because I'm getting exactly what my mother has, but like right between your eyes, like because I'm quite a thinker, I guess. I don't know. I squinch my eyes and I have this like 11. They call it the 11, like right between your eyes on your forehead, and like that's I think right now as I get older, that's when I'm very concerned about. And I've had a dermatologist be like, boop, boop, you could just put fillers in or whatever.
I'm like, no,
but
thanks.
I'm like, no, my mom has that, and I want that too. It's fine.
One of my money makers is my expressive face. So if you like limit my expressive face, then I have nothing.
You can see that on actors when on television when they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so scared," and you're like, "Are you?" Because you're not moving your forehead at all.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon, I saw recently, like on an Instagram story. She did some sort of expression, and like one half of her forehead wasn't moving. And I was like, "What's happening?"
By the way, you guys, don't start doing Botox early, like the and like lip injectors and fillers and all that, like Kylie Jenner, because I swear to God, when she's like 35, her lips are going to be like two little flappy things, and she's going to have to keep making them bigger and bigger, and she doesn't even know. Like, her mother's going to let her do that.
They'll be blowing in the wind.
I know. Well, that's another thing, though, is that like this whole,
sorry, we just shamed her. Oh, no.
You're right.
Whoops.
See, it's really
sorry.
Well,
God,
but here's the thing.
Us.
No, it is ingrained in you. But I wanted to say about plastic surgery, too, that like, it's I think with the Kardashians, like some of them say like, well, I never got anything done. I didn't get it done. You're like, are you kidding me? Like, I can tell that you did. Like, you can go back in like a picture from like 10 years ago and you can tell. And like, there's a bunch of celebrities that are like that. And I think that that's not doing anybody a service to pretend like you're not getting it. That's why I fucking love Cardi B, because she's like, I got my butt done, I got my boobs done, I got this done, I got that done, and she doesn't care,
right?
And she doesn't like, and she's just very honest, and that's actually more useful, because then you can say, oh look, if I want to have this body also, then maybe I will choose to have plastic surgery. That's totally fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't have plastic surgery if you want it, but just it's cool to just be honest about it, because otherwise it makes women feel like, oh my god, like they're perfect and I'm not. By the way, did you see that Cardi B at Bonnaroo? She was wearing this beautiful like onesie, like this tight like cat jumper thing, and the whole back of it ripped in the middle of her show.
Oh, I heard about this, but I didn't see this.
It's so fucking badass. It ripped totally off. So she ran off stage and took it off, and then she came back out in a towel. I mean, in a robe that she had stolen from the hotel she was staying at, and she did the rest of her set in this giant white hotel.
Oh my god,
hotel towel, not towel, but like a robe,
plush
like
robe.
A robe, yeah. I really like. God. I like how real she is. Like, she just is like the same. She seems like the same person she's always been.
Well, the same thing with Lizzo. So we just went and saw Lizzo, and afterwards, I was so empowered and I felt so sexy that night. Like, we all dressed up. We had really fun, bright colors on. We went and danced. You sang to every single lyric. I was like pretending like I knew the songs because I only knew like 3. But it was so fun. And then halfway through, I was like, let's go to McDonald's after this.
Yeah, we went to McDonald's.
And then after the show, we went to McDonald's, and it was so, I think that was the first and only time that I've been at McDonald's feeling like a bodacious, beautiful babe.
Yeah, it was fun.
Being like, fuck it. I love myself. I love my body. Yes, I'm going to get a Big Mac. And then we ordered twice because we went back
on a roll.
Because we were on a roll.
Sorry. But I was just going to say about Lizzo is that the thing that's really cool about her too is that like there was an interview with her about like how she, her songs and stuff, and I'm like, oh, they're so like empowering. And she's like, yeah, I had to write those songs for myself because I don't feel like that all the time. And I want people to feel more like that, but like, we don't always. So here's something that can help boost us, up. And she's like been such a great like role model for just like loving yourself, period. Yeah. And no matter who, I don't think, and she talks about, she's like, these songs are, I mean, they were for her, right? But so they're for like Black women, like heavier Black women, so that she makes sure that they are getting represented and that they have something to be like, yeah, I'm awesome. Right. But we can all enjoy them too and find things that we, relate to in those songs. Yeah. That's how I feel about Lizzo. I love her.
She's amazing. Well, thank you for taking me.
Yeah. Somebody was like, complaining online. They were like, oh, so Lizzo got gentrified real quick. And I was like, it's true. There was a lot of white girls there.
A lot of white girls.
But I don't know. I mean, she's making a lot of money, so. Yeah, can't be mad at
we're
that.
Paying. We'll put money in that.
I'm sure she's like happy to have.
She'll be playing huge arenas
very soon.
I mean, so soon.
If you don't know Lizzo, you should look her up. She's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of like bodies. I don't know.
Books and bodies.
Well, you said earlier about like it's ingrained in us, right? Like this whole like thing is ingrained in us, and I think that's definitely true. And the little news flash thing that I found this week is very current, or at least it is as of this moment.
Okay.
Which is that Nike decided to make more inclusive mannequins, so that they're like these heavier mannequins, like more plus sized shaped mannequins. And if you see the pictures, like, yeah, they're definitely like a different size than your traditional mannequin that you would observe. And then this woman, I feel like it was in the Guardian or one of these like newspapers, wrote a response about the mannequins, and she was like, Nike is promoting obesity. These are disgusting bodies. They would never be able to run. These bodies don't exercise. These bodies are, promoting whatever. And of course, it's like, whoa, why are you so mad? First of all, second of all, like she's basically saying like a person, and they're not morbidly obese. She was like, they're morbidly obese. They're not morbidly obese. They're like kind of more like a regular sized person who's a little bit on the heavier side. And she's basically saying like these people can't exercise.
And it was in the Guardian?
Yeah, and it was in some like big, I could be wrong about what it was in, but it was in like a big newspaper, like a magazine or something. And this woman's just like railing against these mannequins. So then there was a lot of discussion about like, okay, but like if you look at the mannequins that we're used to seeing, it's like the Barbie doll thing where like if you break down their dimensions, they tend to be very tall, like 6 feet tall, I think is the average mannequin size. And then they tend to be what would be like 106 pounds or something crazy, like skinny. So that if you're saying that like now that's our norm, because that's the mannequin we've seen every day,
right.
that then like these then regular sized people seem like so big, but like and just that like it is so ingrained in us to believe that like that's disgusting and that's unacceptable and that's like whatever. And here's Nike doing something great for all of us to be like, here's some normal bodies,
right?
Here's like a regular body that's going to be wearing our clothes,
right?
This is probably a good move, you know. And this woman just like couldn't handle it. And it's not just her. I mean, there's like so many people that were responding that way.
I'm sure there were so many trolls being like, hell yeah, totally agree with that one, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, did you know 67% of women in the U.S. are deemed plus size? That's size 14 or higher. 67%.
So, but I wonder now, does that mean, what does plus size mean nowadays? Does that mean, quote unquote, doctors saying that you are obese? Or does it mean that you're...
I don't know. Well, here's another statistic. So these bodies make up only 1 to 2% of mainstream media images.
Right.
So
that's the thing,
yeah. So my thing was, and I didn't know this, and I'm kind of ashamed that I didn't know this, but Refinery 29, which we're very, very familiar with. I think we've done maybe even a Refinery
I think we did a show
with them. But they partnered, I think it was last year, but they partnered with Lane Bryant and Aerie, both, you know, fashion companies, to revamp their whole website to reflect this 67%.
Oh, that's great.
So if you go to their website, it's 67% will always reflect these plus size women.
Yeah.
And then also, so they collected all the stock footage and they partnered with Getty Images. So now they have all these images that people can use through Getty Images with plus size people.
Oh, great.
Average people.
Yeah.
And they did a survey, a year later, and a lot of women were saying they actually do, looking at the site, it has made them, they're more confident and loving their bodies more. And I mean, it's just, and you go to their website and everyone looks normal. It's like there's not that model there all of a sudden, or, you know, this model eating an apple, or, you know, it's just average women.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Yeah. You definitely are. So that was another thing, is you definitely are seeing a change that wasn't reflected for a long, long time. And there's shows like that show Shrill. Yes.
Yeah.
I really, first of all, I love Adie Bryant so
and she's
much.
So hot.
She's
hot. Beautiful.
She's so delightful. She's so fun and whatever. And I was excited about that lead character being like, that she was a lead character in that. And then she talks about her relationships, and it's honest. It doesn't feel, it's not like everything's perfect. It's like, you know, she has this kind of like shitty guy that, you know, and like that's relatable to any of us, but like,
the book that show is based on is really amazing. And I think that kind of took some things out of context or whatever, but, the book is so good.
Yeah.
And it really builds up, you know, bigger women and loving your body and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But even that middle place, like the whole back to that Mindy Kaling thing, I just love that notion that she's like, I'm working really hard to look normal. Like look, not normal, but look average. Like,
did you see I Feel Pretty?
Yes.
So there was a huge backlash on that movie because I guess the premise was this woman, Amy Schumer, which I love that movie. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember my thoughts on it, but continue.
Yeah. I'm trying to think too, but it was, you know, she
hit her head, and then she
hit her head. She was beautiful,
skinny and beautiful now. Yeah, and then I guess some people was the backlash that like she was too ugly to get these.
No, I
people,
think that, larger women were like how dare you.
Like play into this idea that you have to be
thin to be beautiful. But also that the fact that Amy is skinny, or like, you know, not as, you know,
that she wasn't as heavy.
And almost was like such an undercut and just mean. If you look at it, you know.
I guess I can kind of understand that, like, if you're a very heavy woman, that you might be like, I really wanted them to go whole hog and like have that person be like really like a plus size with a capital P.
Right.
But the truth is, like, within the Hollywood standards, like Amy Schumer is she's definitely plus size for Hollywood standards.
Right.
And in addition to that, she's also like average bodied for the rest of us.
Right.
So like that's a movie that with choosing Amy Adams specifically was good for me.
Oh, Amy Schumer.
I mean, Amy Schumer. She's like,
Amy Adams,
Amy Schumer, Amy Sedaris. Any of these people, like, I'll just keep changing it every time I reference her. But maybe it's not a story about a really heavy girl. Maybe it's a story about a woman more like me, who's just like kind of average looking.
Right.
And that like, and that I think that the moral of the story is good for everybody, which is that like, if you're confident and you love yourself, you attract good things. And that's what it's really about. Doesn't have to be about it's like the inner light that's beautiful that shines out of you. It doesn't have to be this like perfect standard of beauty. And that's where like it kind of peeves me, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm getting all worked up about it, that like if someone's like super overweight and they're saying like, well, this movie isn't reflecting me. It's like, well, maybe it wasn't supposed to.
Right.
Maybe it reflects like more somewhere in the middle there, but it doesn't mean it can't speak to you. Now, a show like Shrill absolutely like can reflect more like your, seeing your body type reflected back. And I'm glad that we're in a place
I still think Shrill got a lot of
it did
for it
what?
Because bigger women were like, she's not fat or she's not
what?
Yeah.
I mean, look,
we can't win.
And I'll tell you
really
what,
can't win. There's always going to be trolls.
Again, if you want to send an email and be mad at me, that's totally fine. But like, let's not pretend that Adie Bryant is thin.
This tiny, yeah.
Let's not pretend. I don't think even she would tell you that she's like an average size.
Right.
She's not average size. She is like she's on the bigger size. She's gorgeous.
Right.
It doesn't. I'm not qualifying it. I'm just saying that is a fact. Even that number that you gave, the 68% or whatever, I bet that plus size, this is why I was asking, like, what do you mean by plus size? Because people like Amy Schumer are considered plus size.
Right.
So is that number about Amy Schumer, or is that number about like Lizzo and like, and you don't know. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not
I was like, I don't know. No. I told you, I don't know.
But my point is just that like, now you're like, body shaming people that are just the size that they are, and there's a lot of people that are not fat, and there's a lot of people that are not skinny. There's a lot of people in the middle that feel like they don't, you know what I mean? That have that have body issues too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we all do.
Well, I tell you what makes me so mad about this. Okay. So 67% are deemed plus size, and that's size 14 or higher. In order to get size 14 or higher, you have to go to a bigger woman's store. Like I shop all the time, Forever 21, like, even Zara. Like, you can't find a size 14
for
there.
Sure, yeah.
But 67% of women are that size,
right?
And so where
it is
that's the problem.
7% are 14. I'm trying to think of what a size 14 is. Maybe. I wonder what size Amy Schumer is. I don't mean to be fixated on her, but this is how I do. Anyway, but that's a good point too, that we don't even have that as an option. You know what was, so this is an interesting thing that happened to me. When we were at Walmart the other day. Remember when we went to Walmart?
We went to Walmart.
We had to. I don't remember where we were. I had to try to buy bottoms of a bathing suit because I lost the bottoms of my bathing suit.
As you do.
I don't know where they went. And I was going to just wear underpants, but those don't absorb water as well as just like wet panties in a pool is not fun. Not cute. So we went to get some bottoms, and in the Walmart, they had these like plus size mannequins, and I got really disoriented, and I kept thinking I was in the plus size section. And then I realized it was like, no, they're actually just being more inclusive. They're doing a better job of like being like, look, there's all body types. We don't necessarily even have to have a plus size section. I mean, I think they maybe still do, but like they just had a lot of range of sizes in the swimsuit section, for example. They had like a size 2,
Target
and then they
does
had a
that
size
too.
And I think that like, why not?
Well, because there are women out there that need these clothes.
And why would we like delegate people to this like shameful corner?
Right.
To be like, you have to go over here to
I
shop
hate the
or
term
something.
plus size. I don't even know why it's called. I think it's just called women. It's like clothes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Big.
And it's sad. I was thinking, what's the opposite? And it's petite, and that feels like so crappy that it's like,
I know.
plus size. Are you petite?
Are you petite? Yeah, no. I'm an average fucking woman. I'm trying.
No, I'm definitely, I was almost like, I don't think I should be ashamed for being disoriented in that, looking at that mannequin. I think it's just, again, it's like so ingrained in our society that like I'm so used to seeing like these unrealistic size like mannequins,
right?
Know, that then I was like, oh, a normal person. Where am I? And like,
yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Well, since we bring up Sweden every episode, I thought I'd throw one little fun thing about Sweden out there. There was a Swedish fashion label called Weekday, and they sent 25 women their new swim collection and asked them to model them in whatever way they see fit. And so they dubbed it My Body, My Image, and they emphasized the fact that women's bodies come in so many different shapes and sizes. And then they have all these amazing, beautiful pictures of real women wearing their line of clothing, photographing it in any way they see fit. And I went through all 25 of them. And it's so cool. And they say, we hope this campaign gives women the power and opportunity to tell their truth and depict their body the way they want.
I love it.
So that is Weekday. I don't think that they ship to the United States, though.
Well, that's good. I know ModCloth kind of does. I guess ModCloth got bought by Walmart, so I don't know about them anymore. But they used to do that thing. They were really good. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But they they used to be, and they still do this.
I went by the store.
More regular sized people like modeling their clothes, and that, honestly, it helps a lot when you're shopping,
right?
Because so many times I'll see like a dress on a really thin model and be like, oh my god, like that's gonna look great on me, and then you're like, oh, I see how this does not fit my body type, you know what I mean? And then you're just like feel like a monster.
Yeah.
But then you see a regular person wearing a dress and you go like, oh, I see how that fits. Okay, like I like how that looks.
Right.
That's a good cut for her.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up ModCloth because they have a store now in New York, and I just walked by yesterday, and all of their clothes, it looks like just for regular women. We need more stores like that. Yeah. I don't know. But I do think we're heading in the right direction.
For sure. I think there's more like awareness around it. Certainly the fact that we're even talking about it is this. So that's really interesting to me too, that I was thinking of, in my brain, quote unquote obesity or whatever. And I mean like, even like, I don't even know what I mean, but like obesity or whatever is a modern problem, right? And people always talk about it as this like modern problem. And like, I think that like certainly with like the food options that we've had in terms of like fast foods and like boxed foods, and like, I think that has changed some of our body shape stuff. But then there's also this other thing of like just being a regular person, like some people's bodies are just different than other people's bodies. So that's the thing. So in my brain, I've always imagined that in the past, prior to like 1950, when they started making these boxed foods, everyone was like really, really, really thin. And that they were just naturally that way. And then the more you sort of think, every so often I'll hear something that will hit me that reminds me that like, no, women have been struggling to be skinny for a very long time. One thing I remember is watching a documentary on SNL, and they were talking about like the original women, like Radner, Gilda Radner, and like Jane Curtin.
I thought you were saying about like Eve.
No, the original
woman
was
her
always on a diet. She only ate apples.
Yeah.
That was why. So I always imagine these like 1970s ladies. They're always so thin and like lithe, and you were like, oh, like it just was a different time then, and people ate healthier. And then I remember in this documentary them bringing that up about how they were so thin, and Jane Curtin was like, we didn't eat.
Right.
We didn't eat. We were so conscious of trying to be skinny all the time. We did a lot of drugs, and we didn't eat because we didn't want to get fat.
Yeah, I was about to say they're doing tons of drugs.
Totally. But that was just like, that was the whole thing.
Right.
So actually I found something that kind of it made me wonder, like, what kind of crazy lengths have people gone to lose weight? And here are some things.
Oh God.
Some people that exist that you could find if you wanted, but I don't recommend it. There is, for example, a plastic tongue patch. It was created by a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. It's not been FDA approved yet, but you take this patch, you sew it onto your tongue with 6 stitches. And it costs $2,000, and It makes eating solid food so excruciatingly painful that patch wearers are forced to adhere to a liquid-only diet, which will give you about 800 calories a day.
People do this?
Yeah. I mean, it's an option. I mean, somebody's probably interested.
Where is this? LA?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. So that was one. And then a historical one.
That makes me so angry.
Oh, I mean, why? I mean, but this is how the lengths to which people will go.
Totally.
How about this one? This one is historically been a thing, and I think it still can be a possibility, but it's more of an old-timey version of losing weight. It's when you give yourself tapeworms.
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah. You should try it. It's definitely probably a great idea. You know who ate tapeworms, though, was Maria Callas.
Oh.
Who was that opera singer, that famous opera singer, beautiful woman. When she was a young woman, she was like a little heavy, and she didn't like that. Although, I will mention that having a little bit of weight on you when you're an opera singer is very useful because it gives you like a little more gravitas. Yeah. But it didn't really, she still was a wonderful singer. But she gave herself tapeworms, and there's a old wives, I don't know if it's true or not true, but I remember there was a story that once she was in the bathtub and a tapeworm tried to escape out of her butt while she was in the warm bathtub. But she lost a lot of weight with those tapeworms. Don't recommend that one.
Oh, Jesus. Yep. No. I don't. You know what? I'm fine. I don't need to do that. I certainly don't want that kind of worm in my butt.
I don't want any kind of worm in my butt, but that's for another episode.
Oh, you're missing out.
Oh, no. I told you my story we'll talk about it another time, but I have a problem with that. Just personally, I don't have a problem with it generally. Everybody can put whatever they want in their butt. I'm very happy for them. Another one from the olden days was...
and that's our anal sex section.
There will be an anal sex episode, and we will discuss it at length. So that's why you should keep listening. So you're like, is this the anal sex episode? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
There was another one during Victorian times or something, where people would drink arsenic because it made their metabolism faster, because probably their body was like, we're going to die.
Huh.
And that's not a good idea either. So my point is that this has been around for a long time, trying to control your body shape and try to be thinner.
But there were times, medieval times, where to show wealth and richness and royalty, it was the plumper you are.
For sure.
You were.
Well, because
it showed that
because everybody
I had food. I have food, you don't.
Right. But that was, I guess, because that's what I sort of, I don't know. But by the time, but think about Victorian times when people were wearing those cinched. And that's a whole. Of course, everyone knows about foot binding and those. What are they called? The corsets and things that the things that women are expected to do. Now we keep saying about women. I keep saying women. But we know that body shaming can absolutely be a thing that men. I read a statistic that said something like 90% of women have been body shamed, but something like 89% of men have been body shamed. So it's not really just
we're not. We don't mean to exclude the men, because it's definitely a male problem as well.
And we have a very good friend who is a model. Zach Miko.
Yeah.
He's a plus size model.
Mm-hmm. Big and tall. They call him big and tall now.
Model.
They're trying to step away from them.
Well, that wasn't big and tall. Well, they call men big and tall. They call women.
But he's
size.
the brawny. That's what it is. He's the new brawny model.
Good. Okay, brawny.
Brawny.
Is that the word? That's great.
I don't know. It makes me think paper towels.
I know that is. But that guy in the paper towel, those brownie, he is cute. Zach Miko kind of looks like that guy. Well, don't say that because he's married. But
I would fuck the paper towel guy.
Or just the paper towel roll.
Yeah, I'd want him that big.
Yeah, exactly. The next episode. No, but so he's been a huge voice for body positivity for everybody,
right?
But certainly a face and a voice for male body shaming no-nos.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say that. Anti-body shaming.
He was one of the first to walk on the runway in Australia recently. First,
some
big and
thing,
tall. Yeah. I have another podcast called In Your Mouth. It's a food podcast where we celebrate food and talk about getting as fat as we want.
Yay.
But he was on it, and he was telling us he had just got back from Australia, and he has this awesome story about how the other models were in the back lubing up basically. And the costumer had given him a shirt to wear with his swimsuit. And he was like, I don't want to wear it. And they're like, oh no, you need to, cover up. And he was like, no, I'm going to go out. And because he did, like, he got so much press for it because he was like the first big and tall model to walk the runway topless as a man,
How fucked up is that? That they were like, amazing. You need to wear a shirt.
Yeah, you should wear a shirt.
You need to hide your body.
Yeah.
And you should be ashamed.
Right.
And he's like, I'm a model getting paid a lot of money. Like, why are you telling me how I'm supposed to be showing my body? Like,
and good for him, though.
My God, so good for him.
To be like, nah, I'm going to just rock it.
So
and he did. He fucking rocked it.
Yeah.
And
he looks great.
And he looks,
he's
looks
very
amazing.
Handsome and lovely.
Yes. So if you don't know, Zach Miko, look him up. I mean, he's been getting so much great press too, because he's so well spoken about the matter of, just empowering these men to love their bodies. And
he happens to be married to a good friend of mine from before we even met him.
I know. Yeah. Well, before he was a supermodel, he was a musical comedian. He is a musical comedian.
That's how we met him, yeah.
But yeah, he's married
to this lovely
woman.
How do you
know her?
We did. We took acting class together at HB Studios. Shout out to her. And she teaches, she's an actress. She's a lovely actress. And then she also teaches the thing you like to do with the bikes.
Spinning.
I think she's spinning and some other kind of athletic-y things. She's lovely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
Should look her up too. I don't know.
Yeah.
If we're on the Google thing, if we're on Google tunnel hole, then let's just start Googling everybody.
Well, diving into, I wanted to find more positive stories of body images, and especially with younger people. And there's a website called dosomething.org, and it's about, I guess it's called mirror messages that they're trying to do and trying to get high school students to do in high school. So that's where personally, in growing up, that's where you get the most bullying and the most body shaming, or at least I'm talking about my experience. But so with dosomething.org, they're encouraging high school and for the women to leave little Post-it notes on bathroom mirrors that are like, you're beautiful, rock that body, whatever, and so this one campaign really took off in high school, and they then made a huge mural.
Cool.
And so I don't know the name of the high school, but if you go to dosomething.org, you can check it out. But I'm a huge advocate, little positive Post-it notes.
Me too. Yeah, I love that.
And
writing. It actually
it
makes
really
a difference.
does. It's those affirmations that really help.
Here's a very real story real quick. Like, I went to a wedding the other weekend, and I've been in like a spiral of feeling like not my best self, and like, we go through those ups and downs and stuff, and I haven't been feeling very attractive, and with the dating stuff too, it's always like, it's hard. And I was at this wedding, and I don't know what happened. I just felt good. It was a lot of nice people. I didn't really know people very well there, but I had a really fun time, and I was dancing, and I got some feedback that like the mother of the bride was sort of like, Katy is so fun and fabulous, and she's such like a lovely, I just got a lot of good positive energy sort of around me. And I came back to the hotel that night, and I saw myself in the mirror, and I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry. But I saw myself in the mirror, and I was like, you're awesome.
Right.
And you don't tell yourself that enough. And sometimes other people may or may not tell you, and you may or may not be able to hear it, but they may not tell you. You may not hear it from other people.
Yeah.
So you have to like tell yourself. Like, and I when I was saying it, I was like, it's not just that you're like likable and funny and whatever, but you're gorgeous and you've got it going on and you are perfect the way that you are. Yeah. And it really felt good.
It's hard though.
And I don't have those moments very often where I look at myself and go, I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And also part of it was like, and anybody would be very lucky to have me as their partner in life.
Right.
And I, just to be more like Amy Schumer in the movie, like be confident in what you have, because what we have is really perfect.
Right.
We are perfect.
Because there's nobody else like you.
Right.
There's not a single person like you. And so we should just celebrate, your cute little nose or your little thing under your chin that your grandmother had, or,
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we both did Whole30. Fuck that.
I kind of liked it.
I mean,
I got some good stuff out of it.
Yeah. I did it in February this year. And it was, I did it because I kind of wanted to test my willpower and kind of do a big old cleanse. You know, I'd been drinking way too much. I'd been eating way too much. And my roommate had suggested that she was going to do it, and how cool of us to do it together, because we'd be, you know, we could clean out the fridge and really encourage, you know, you did it all by yourself, but it was really fun to have. So my roommate did it, and then my friend Julia Johns, who we keep saying, come get your cooler. Yeah. She did it with us too. And so the three of us kind of did it. So basically 30 days, you're cutting out just pretty much everything that you want to put in your mouth hole. Sugar. I mean, it's the Beyonce diet almost. It's like, no sugar, no carbs, no peanuts, alcohol, no legumes, no soy. Yeah. Just, I mean, it's all just like clean eating.
No
and
dairy. Did we say that?
Yeah, no dairy. What else?
You basically can have meat, nothing processed real. I mean, a little bit of processed stuff, but really not.
Yeah.
And then vegetables.
Yeah.
And that's basically it.
And that I mean, because I've worked a lot of VIP events for celebrities, and that is how a lot of them eat. It's like, I remember, well, I can't say, but a very, very famous celebrity came in, and she wanted a poached salmon on steamed spinach. And I was like, that's what the celebrities eat. Yeah. That's what they eat. And another celebrity, they had a tea time. This like blew my mind. But this celebrity, I mean, size 0, beautiful, you know, to those standards. I was like, oh, she's going to have tea. And then they had, you know, tea sandwiches and scones and cookies. And I went to go clear her plate. And because she had loaded it up, she had taken one tiny little bite of the scone. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to sell this on eBay.
It's so sad though.
But back to Whole30, like for me doing that full 30 days of not eating the things that I love, it kind of took a toll on how much, like, what is my life? I love food.
Right.
Food is a huge part of my life.
Right.
It's a social thing. I also love to cook for myself, for friends. It's almost like, it's almost my reason for living. No, just kidding.
I mean, why
but
not?
I just love food.
Yeah.
And so to have 30 days of where it did really control my life, because
right.
I had to really meal prep,
right.
meal plan. And I just didn't like thinking about it that much. I think
right.
that was my biggest problem. I turned down a lot of social engagements because I'd be invited to parties where it would be an open bar with, you know, food being served. And I'm sorry, but if there's a free open bar, like that is the hardest thing for me to turn down.
It's hard.
So I would just not go out. I would just stay home and watch Outlander. And I did. I lost 9 pounds, and then I lost so many inches. And I really, you know, looking in the mirror, I felt beautiful. I saw, you know, someone who was beautiful. I had that jawline that I always wanted. But that for me it's not sustainable. I can't eat like that all the time.
Yeah. My perspective on it is that there's got to be a balance there, because like the thing that I liked the most about Whole30 was I felt so good.
Yeah.
My body energy felt so healthy, and like I felt not lighter in the sense of like I wasn't fat or something, but I felt just like I wasn't having this like brick in my intestines all the time or whatever. So I do like, and also if you are struggling with I was having some like weird inflammatory pain, and a lot of that went away. Right. So, and I think that for me what I learned about it was that there's all this hidden sugar in our diets that makes us unhealthy and sick, and then can also help make us gain weight. So learning, like now trying to take us better, like a step back and being like, what has added sugar in it? What do I need? What do I not need? I picked up a couple good habits from Whole30, which I want to carry on. There's some things that, like, for example, for me, personally, I found out that dairy doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't bloat me. It doesn't, like, I'm like from Nordic stock. I think that's part of what it is. So I like learned that. And so I don't have to cut dairy out for me personally, but you were having some like,
I get bumps on my forehead
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to
that's
drink
useful.
almond milk.
But it's useful to like know that, right?
Yeah.
Because part of it is like making sure your body feels better too.
I have a varicose vein in my calf that hurts all the time, which I know I need to go to the doctor. Don't write me in. don't send me an email. But during that whole 30 days, it completely went away.
So that's really interesting.
So,
though,
but I don't know what
because I do
exactly.
think that there's that balance of like enjoying food, enjoying your life, enjoying, and then also that like these companies are shoving poison down our throats too. So like if I can eat whole foods, but then have my little dessert sometimes and have my little thing sometimes and still enjoy things, or cook with like butter. It's okay to cook with butter, you know?
I mean, my big thing is I'm not ordering Papa John's all the time anymore.
I mean, but that's huge.
I mean, I remember I went through a Bud Light Papa John's phase like every week, you know, twice a week I was getting drunk and ordering Papa, and Papa was in the house, and I loved it, but I gained so much weight that time.
But also like, aside from being, I'm curious, like, because I think this is also a point that I think is important to take away from this, because it's not just about like being any size you want and like you should be like everyone should. I mean, people should definitely love you how you are, absolutely. But also like, how do you feel inside your body? Right. So like, if you're feeling like if you're sick and you're not feeling healthy, then that's a different issue than like being obese and you look gross. Like, I mean, it's not about how you look at the end of the day. It's about like, are you taking care of your body? So I hope that people are like, they're not just stuffing their face with Papa John's every day being like, it's fine. Like, I can do what I want. It's like, of course you can do what you want, but like, are you going to be happier if you
feel better?
Yeah, I mean, you feel better. Again, I don't care how you look. It's just about like, are you going to like, yeah. Because like, I think there's something really, really wonderful about health. I don't
Dr.
know.
Katie Frame.
Call me crazy. I just came up with this thought, but I think being healthy might be kind of neat. I don't know. And we live in a country right now that like really doesn't want us to be healthy. They want to keep us down and enslave us in every way they can. And like, fuck that. Let's like, it is an act of resistance to take care of your body and to love yourself.
As much as I was enjoying our McDonald's after Lizzo, the next morning I felt so sick. Right. My body was like, what did you put in me?
Me too.
Because it's not real food.
Right.
It's genetically modified. It's so bad for you.
It's like not even
the preservatives
you're supposed to eat.
Yeah, you can leave.
It's like
what was the study of the French fries that like lasted a year because of all the it's like they didn't really change at all. It's like that's gonna go in your body,
right?
Oh no!
Did you hear about that girl in like? I think she was in Japan, and she was like having a lot of abdominal pain, and they found all of those, you know, bubble tea, those little like little things.
I used to have a boyfriend who would save them and spit them at me. But yes,
that's gross.
Yeah, it's so romantic,
so romantic. But they found. She went to the doctor. They did an X-ray, and all the little bubble tea bubbles didn't digest, and they were just like accumulating in her body. And I guess there's different ways you can make those bubbles. One is with tapioca, and that is a normal good way to do it. No. But sometimes they make them with like not real food, and then it's just like eating marbles or something.
Would you ever get a colonic?
I don't want a colonic. I don't like things around my butt that much.
I have a friend who is obsessed with getting, not obsessed, but she's a health nut and she really does like getting these colonics. And she was telling me about her recent one. And
oh, good. That's what I want to hear about. It's a colonic.
Well, something about like it wasn't coming out or something. And the woman was like, I'm going to put in a certain kind of
saline or something.
That really like, and she was like, oh my God. And then
it just shot out.
It just shot out of her.
That's not appealing to me.
Yeah. Really?
I'm also a big believer. I'm a big believer that our bodies are miracles.
Right.
And that they can heal themselves.
Yes.
Now, there's limits to that, like with cancer and stuff. I don't really know. I know some people think like you can like meditate your cancer away.
Some people say if you go vegan, you can help that too.
Yeah. And like, look, I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor. Not a doctor. We're not doctors.
Not a doctor. But so maybe you can. I don't know. But I do 100% believe that if you can like balance some of your hormones, things like that, you can like, your body will regulate stuff like your poop. You know?
Yeah.
If you eat healthy, your poop will be fine.
That's
how I feel.
Well, there is that poop book that's like if it looks like this, then you're doing really good. If it looks like this, so
I will say also on Whole 38, one thing that was alarming is my poops. There was moments, I won't go into the details, but there was moments where I was like, "This isn't right."
Oh, me too.
And that makes me feel like that diet definitely.
I almost called my roommate in to be like, "Is this? Is this right?
Yeah,
what's happening?
Gross.
It's purple."
Yeah. So, but that's a good way to measure your health. Is how are your poops looking?
Yeah.
Take a look at that. I'm not going to go into it, but Google it.
Yeah,
to find out.
Find out how healthy you are by
your poops.
The shape of your poops.
It's actually really, that is a science.
It's true.
Dr. Katie, at your service. I'd like, if someone came into me and they were like, I have a headache, I'd be like, what do your poops look like?
You're dehydrated.
Yeah. Well, probably.
Yeah. Drink water. Wow. Well, we went all over the place with this. I hope that our listeners have been, inspired, empowered, feel, let's everybody look in the mirror today and look at yourself and say, I am beautiful just the way I am.
A badass.
I am a badass. I mean, I'm telling this to myself. Like like we said, we go up and down about this sort of stuff and we're constantly working on it.
Yeah. And try not to let the outside world, luckily as actors too, we are in this industry and luckily things are shifting in the industry and we are going to be in the forefront. We're going to be like, look, this is how we are. Yeah. And we're going to get a TV show.
This is it.
And then we'll be representing, ourselves at least.
Yeah. My mom said recently, like, Marie, they're having more people that look like you on the TV. So
there's hope yet.
There's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope.
So don't listen to the haters.
Yeah, tell them to fuck off, those trolls.
And love your body and take care of it because it's beautiful and it's your little pod that you were given and you need to roll around in that pod for as long as you can.
But also, if you do want plastic surgery or Botox or you do you.
Go for it.
You do you.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying it's not personally for me.
But
maybe in 20 years,
I'll be covered in, lip injections. You never know.
Who knows?
I might one day say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm getting boob implants in my butt.
Ooh. I just want enough money where they can sandblast up my face.
I do want that.
Those things.
I want my face blasted.
I told you I went and got a facial at Bliss the other day and they were like, oh, you need the microdermabrasion. Like, well, she was telling me all this stuff that I need. But she led with, we got to do something about that mustache.
And that is a great place to end our podcast today.
You know what? I'm going to let it grow. I like feeling it in the wind.
Perfect.
What can I say?
And you know what? You do you, girl.
I'm twirling it now. Thank you, guys.
You do you. Thank you for listening. We love you very much.
Please, like we ask every week, please, please, please tell a friend.
Please, yeah, let them know. It's an easy way to help us get the word out about this lovely podcast.
Yep. We're on Patreon too.
Yes.
Patreon.com/reformed whores. You can support us that way.
Yeah. And if you'd like to subscribe to us on there, we're going to be making more and more content and videos and fun things. And I'm excited about that.
Get all of our music for free with your subscription. Yeah. So I guess it's not really free, but you know what I mean. And then we're going to play out a song for you right now. So enjoy.
Take it away. Us. I'm Harry Mary, like to let my shags like fly. Feel a deep connection to the caveman and his bushy thighs. But it seems my pubic afro's simply out of style. So I thought it time to take the mustache off my sideways smile. Time to take your boon in for some downstairs grooming. Didn't want nothing too crazy or clean up so I intended. So I found myself a waxer who came highly recommended. To my surprise, my new friend didn't speak a word of English, but I think in Russian she said, "Hey, cooler, look distinguished." She trusted Magda to be smart with the precious lady parts. My legs up in the air, dreaming about my new hairdo. Next thing I know, I feel like strip clothes to wear a poo-poo. I quickly try to explain, nothing much, just take a little, but all of a sudden I feel a breeze right up my middle. She'd like to file a complaint about her newly hairless tail.